Hey everyone, and welcome to the first video of 2023 on the channel. Now, I didn't expect to be doing this video today, but Ilya last night released the latest version of CSP preview, so I thought I'd put a small video together just to show you around and show you some of the changes that have been happening. As ever, thank you so much for all the support in 2022. Really looking forward to your support in 2023 as we grow the channel together. And as I always say, do check out the rest of the channel. Over 300 Assetto Corsa videos on there. Mods, guides and tutorials. There's always something there to take a look at. Okay then, I always start these videos with a mod and today is no different, and I'm really pleased to show you this one. This is the Lamborghini Huracan Evo Spider from 2019 right-hand drive, and this is by Daniel Dye at version 1. Also helping him with VR driving and Althusser. So this is a 3D model from CSR2 that's been converted. It has reverse lights, indicators, wiper animations, all of that rain effects piece of CSP. Door animations. It's got a removable roof as well, which I'll show you dropping off in a moment. 620 brake horsepower, 202 miles an hour, and 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. The interior is absolutely spot on. It's done really well. And of course, this Lamborghini in real life has that really cool touchpad in the center console in the passenger compartment there. Really good stuff. This is the roof coming off, so you can see you can drive it as a Spider or with the roof up. It's up to you, but today we're going to be putting a lot of rain on this car, so it's probably best to keep the roof up. So this mod is hosted on Patreon, but it is completely free. All the mods that I cover are free unless I state otherwise. And of course, always check the description on my videos because the links will be there. Okay, this is the new version of CSP preview then. This is preview 1.15 of version 1.80. It was released of the evening of New Year's Eve if you're watching this video later, but let me just show you how to install this and a few things to check. So settings, custom shader patch and about and updates. You will see the version that you're on there. And on the right hand side here, you'll see all the standard public versions you can install. But it's really important to understand that preview versions can only be dragged and dropped in. So I'm going to drag that in there and I'm just going to install it. If you get an error here that you're trying to install two things at once, just restart Content Manager, try again, and it should work fine. That's a very common problem. And then it's also really important that when you've installed your latest version of CSP that you restart Content Manager, and you'll see your latest version will be up there, and any new settings that should be in Content Manager will be there. You will also see on the right hand side it's grayed out as an available version, and that's again because it's only drag and drop. Okay, let's jump into the main part of the video, and we're going to see here what is new in this latest version of Patreon CSP. So this is the rain effects version for external rain, but also it has lots of experimental parts that don't go straight onto the public version. So do remember that it's not just about rain. Let's jump into the updates then. So the first update is about rain effects. So an issue with distant surfaces has been fixed, and also static rain intensity in online servers is now adjusted to maintain compatibility. And of course, all of these small changes make a big difference to the game, and this is all because of feedback from you, the community of Assetto Corsa. Next up, we have a physics change, and that is that the ground height calculation for wings has also been fixed. The next area is a new option that we've got in Content Manager and CSP, and that is rear view mirror, the option for frame skip to improve performance. So Ilya goes through that a little bit on the Patreon page, but let me show you where it is. So if we go to settings, custom shader patch, and then we're going to look all the way down to smart mirror. Now, if we look at the top of the right hand side here, we've got extrapolate frames, and it says it's new on there, but skips frames and instead extrapolates previous frames. Now you can move that up from 0 to 3, and what this is going to do is skip odd frames to give you a better performance if you've got those rear view mirrors on. So it's a small change that could make a big difference. Next up, we have ExtraFX. Triple screen TAA now works, and wipers won't mess up screen space reflections. So that's great if you're running a triple screen setup. Also on ExtraFX, added support for 360 degree and fisheye mode. They're the modes that came out a while ago, if you remember. So I think there's more support going to be happening for them. Mobile gamepad, improved scripts and Android phone support. And the next one is a biggie for me, and that is smoke. So overheated brakes should now start to smoke, and that was due to an adjustment in the heating calculations, again to add to that immersion. Other bugs, new trees now show in the rear view mirror, and the D-pad pit menu has been improved and fixed. The next section is about rain effects again. So physics are being checked for thickness of water related to the amount of rain. So this is something Ilya is doing in the background. The logic of wetness, remember, on the track has also changed from the last update, and puddles and track wetness now distribute better. And I've had a number of questions about this, but of course the really heavy rain is going to increase aquaplaning. But Ilya's got an explanation for this that I'm just going to show you now. This then is from the Patreon site, and this is what Ilya is now saying the intensity of the rain is going to be. So if you are running it in really heavy rain, you are going to get a lot more water on the track, and this means that the game is going to be more realistic when we're under heavy rain. But it is also clear that Ilya is working behind the scenes to make sure this is as accurate as possible. Also, just to relate to this, Peter did actually release an updated weather controller as well after the last version of CSP, so don't be surprised if there is another one after this one. So do keep an eye on those Sol updates too. Also, lastly on this, which I've been asked questions about as well, modders will also have tools to adjust the roughness of the track to improve water distribution. So tracks that have been built without LiDAR data will still be able to be as realistic as possible with water distribution. And the last thing to add, that all of these experimental pieces of CSP Patreon version will be coming to a public CSP release very soon. But do remember, for external rain, you always need the Patreon versions. So I hope that's been useful, everyone. Do remember to check out Ilya's Patreon page for all of the details and changelog on there. Thank you so much for watching. As ever, do check out the rest of the channel, and if you like what you see, I'd love your subscription. Remember, it's free and you'll get notified of all the latest releases on my channel. See you soon, guys.